What's up, YouTube? This is Mathis97, and welcome to the go-home show to the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. This is episode number 13. We're here with Friday Night SmackDown, and let's take a look at this match card. We've got Jey Uso one-on-one with Xavier Woods. We have a 6-diva tag team matchup. It is Summer Rae and the Bella Twins taking on Natalya and the Funkadactyls. Damien Sandow one-on-one with Cody Rhodes in the middle of the card here. We've got Mark Henry versus Rey Mysterio, and I swear, if Rey Mysterio can beat Mark Henry, I will give him a world title opportunity. No joke. If he can pull off the upset against Mark Henry, I'll put him in the world title match. But even if that doesn't happen, we've got a fatal 4-way here. Sheamus, Bad News Barrett, Jericho, Randy Orton. And the winner of that matchup will indeed get an opportunity at the Royal Rumble for the World Heavyweight Championship. So we could potentially have a triple threat. And this matchup was booked by Universe Mode, and I'm interested. And since I already overbooked the pay-per-view anyway, we're going to let it happen here tonight. The tag team titles are on the line. The primetime players taking on the Wyatt family. This match was set up by Universe Mode, and I'm still kind of experimenting with the feuds a little bit. So I'm going to let this one play out just to see if anything interesting might happen. So it looks like Natalya, the #1 contender for the Divas title, along with the Funkadactyls, get the victory in the 6-diva tag match. Damien Sandow defeats Cody Rhodes, so Sandow really starting to come into his own here in Universe Mode. And what about this? Let's find out. Wow. Okay, so Rey Mysterio picks up a huge upset against Mark Henry. And, well, I said it would give him a title opportunity, so Rey Mysterio, he has just inserted himself into the world title matchup. Because, I mean, if you beat the world champion, it's safe to assume that you get a title opportunity. That's just how it works. So Rey Mysterio, he's going to be inserted into that World Heavyweight Championship match. But that means we're going to have a triple threat match, because somebody is going to win this fatal 4-way, and they are going to insert themselves into the World Heavyweight Championship match at the Royal Rumble. And of course, I failed to acknowledge that Xavier Woods picked up the victory over Jey Uso. So that's a big victory for Xavier Woods, as he's trying to bounce back after the New Day suffered a defeat to the team of Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel a couple weeks ago on main event. But Xavier Woods, trying to strike out, set himself apart from the rest here in Universe Mode, try to identify himself as a superstar, and a victory over Jey Uso should help him do that nicely. But here we go. 4 of the superstars who I believe are at the top of the food chain here on Friday Night SmackDown. Some of these superstars may have had some off weeks in recent times, but still, out of the entire roster, these 4 superstars are who I believe have the credentials. They have what it takes to be world champion. We've got Sheamus, we've got Chris Jericho, we've got Wade, Bad News Barrett, and we've got Randy Orton. And although, we take a look at someone like Wade Barrett, he may have had a bit of a hiccup last week in the loss to Rey Mysterio, but Barrett has had pretty solid past few months here in Universe Mode. So I think Barrett, he's just on the cusp of becoming the next #1 contender. Randy Orton, of course, he's had a well-documented history with Ryback. Has kind of dropped out of the World Heavyweight Championship scene recently, but he did pick up a very crucial victory over Chris Jericho last week on SmackDown. So Orton, I mean, if he can defeat these 3 superstars, I think he's back. He's back to being the top superstar here on SmackDown. We've got Sheamus, of course, a former world champion, so I mean, he may have struggled a little bit recently, but he did defeat the Big Show 2 weeks ago, and he put on a very strong performance against Ryback last week. And then, of course, Chris Jericho. In the triple threat matchup, he wasn't defeated, he wasn't pinned to lose out on his opportunity at the World Heavyweight Championship back in Survivor Series. And, he too has struggled a little bit recently, but he's still been putting on some pretty strong performances. I think Jericho, if he could just win this fatal 4-way, he could have, a huge opportunity lined up for him. And this is all because Edge isn't in the game. So, heading into the Elimination Chamber, no matter who wins the World title at the Royal Rumble, as long as Edge... And this is where it gets tricky because of how 2K has their DLC lined up. I don't even know when the release dates for these packs are. But if Edge gets released in time for the Elimination Chamber, then I will insert Edge into the World Heavyweight Championship Elimination Chamber match. But if he's not, then I guess I'm just going to have to replace him. We're going to have to fill that spot somehow. Yeah, it's just... That's the only problem with how I've had this SmackDown roster and how the game has shaped up, is that, you know, guys like Edge and Christian, two of the top contenders in the world title division, are gone. They're not here. So I've had to improvise, and it hasn't worked out too well. Because that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen in the normal WWE. People don't just be there one day and then the next they're gone. They're disappeared for no reason. I mean, I guess in the New Day's case, they were teaming up and then all of a sudden they disappeared. But, I mean, realistically, if you're a main event guy, you don't just disappear for no reason. I mean, you can at least... You may get injured, but you don't just disappear. And that's kind of the struggle I've been dealing with here this first month here in 2K15. But luckily, we at least got Paige. We at least got Paige finally off the DLC. So she'll be making her debut sometime after the Royal Rumble. Looking forward to that. Adds just one more diva into the mix for the Universe Mode, the Divas title division. But anyway, that's enough about that. Let's focus back in on the matchup here. Jericho and Barrett going at it right now. Sheamus, he's outside the ring. Of course, it is no disqualification, so those steel steps are perfectly legal as Sheamus tosses them into the ring. Just look at the strength of Sheamus. And here we go. Barrett, I mean, of course, we look at Sheamus last week. I mean, he had a very strong match. Wait a minute, Sheamus, look at this. He hits it. The white noise onto Wade Barrett, taking him down. Sheamus goes into the cover. Could that be it? Nope. Jericho breaks that one up. But of course, with Sheamus last week, very strong matchup against Ryback. He hit Ryback with just about everything he had, and even that wasn't enough to put Ryback out. So, I mean, Sheamus, there wasn't really much he could do last week. But Orton now, he's got Jericho here. Big time DDT, vintage Randy Orton. And now Sheamus going in for cover, looking to capitalize. But there we go, there's a break up there from Randy Orton. And wait, did Sheamus hit a bro kick? Did I just miss a bro kick? My bad, I think I missed a bro kick. I apologize for that. But wait, Barrett went for the cover on Jericho, but Jericho chipped out there. And that's just what happens in these fatal four-way environments. I mean, there's just so much action to try to cover. I mean, sometimes you can miss out on a couple of things. You can be looking over at one corner where Jericho's about to put Orton into the walls of Jericho. You can look over in another corner where Sheamus is about to hit a spine buster on Wade Barrett. But Sheamus goes over there and breaks up the walls of Jericho submission hold. Orton just manages to escape thanks to Sheamus. And that's what happens in these fatal four-way matches. You gotta have your eyes. You gotta have your head on a swivel. You gotta have your eyes on all of your opponents at once, which is much easier said than done. Look at this, Barrett. Bullhammer! Bullhammer elbow on to Sheamus. Orton, he's firing up a comeback over there. Barrett, I think if he had gone for the cover, may have had the opportunity, but you know, we saw what Sheamus went through last week. Barrett probably knows it's not going to be that easy to put away a former world champion. So Barrett not going for the cover. Of course, Sheamus was also closer to the ropes, which would have bought Sheamus a little extra time to recover, or potentially just get a rope break. So Barrett, I guess, just trying to go with the most efficient solution, try to inflict some more damage. But Orton now, DDT once again. Sheamus is going up to the top rope here. What could Sheamus be looking for? Nope, never mind. Sheamus maybe, I mean, he was going to go for something big, but he saw the pin, had to go over to break it up. It was a smart move by Sheamus, as he's got Jericho here, and another power bomb to the Ayatollah of rock and roll. As Sheamus into the cover, but a kick out from Jericho. And Orton now does press and delivers some punches to Wade Barrett. Jericho now going for Sheamus, cover from Orton, 2 counts, and that's it. Randy Orton has snuck in the victory. He's got the win over Wade Barrett, and of course Barrett, he took a bro kick and a white noise earlier on in the matchup. He took a lot of punishment, so eventually Wade Barrett, his body just kind of gave out. As I think right here may have been when he hit the bro kick. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure I missed a bro kick though. Let's see, watch it back. Yep, I think it's right here. right here. Barrett comes running up. Sheamus, he hit him with a catapult bro kick. Wow, I can't believe I missed that. Sheamus has really been looking to that catapult bro kick recently. And of course, he used it. It was unsuccessful. It didn't quite put away Ryback last week. But if it wasn't for Orton, I mean, Sheamus may have got the win there. But Orton, of course, very opportunistic move here, getting the cover while Jericho and Sheamus were distracted. And because of that, Randy Orton is going to be heading into the Royal Rumble to challenge Mark Henry and now Rey Mysterio for the World Heavyweight Championship. So we have got not one, but two triple threat title matches on the Royal Rumble pay-per-view. So that is going to be something. It's going to be something. It's going to be a sight to see. But now we've got a tag team championship match at hand. It is the Primetime Players going up against the reigning and defending tag team champions, the Wyatt Family. And of course, the Wyatt Family, they won those titles back at the No Way Out pre-show back in October. In November at Survivor Series, it was going to be the Primetime Players taking on the Wyatt Family. However, before the match, tons of funk attacked the Primetime Players. And afterwards, the Wyatt Family came down to the ring and picked up the victory. They just, you know, finished off whatever was left of the Primetime Players, retained their tag team titles, and got up out of there. But then at TLC, well, of course, before that, the Wyatt Family had defended the titles against the team of Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara. They even injured Sin Cara, who is going to be out of action for some time. And after that victory, you know, the Wyatt Family were just kind of waiting. They were scouting out the talent in the matchup on the TLC pre-show because it was tons of funk taking on the Primetime Players in a #1 Contenders table match. What happened? Well, Titus O'Neil put Brodus Clay actually through a table, and after that, it became official. The Wyatt Family and the Primetime Players for the tag team titles, the rematch. But this time, maybe we can get a proper match going here. So far, nobody's been attacked. Hopefully things stay that way. Hopefully we can get a clean matchup here, a clear-cut winner. No tricks, no what-ifs. We can just get a good, straight-up 2-on-2 tag team matchup here, because we're about to get this one underway. This is, of course, for the tag team titles. The Wyatt Family have held on to those titles since October when they won the titles. Primetime Players, they've had an opportunity in the past, like I said, but this time, can they capitalize? Because I don't know. If they lose here, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a while until we see the Primetime Players back in the tag team title picture. Because I mean, they've already had one opportunity, even though it wasn't their fault that they lost. They were attacked before the matchup, but they've already had one opportunity, and they had to go through hell and high water to get this opportunity. So if they lose here, it's going to take a lot for them to get back in the title picture. I think they'll be out of it at least until after WrestleMania. But even if they would lose here, can the Primetime Players withstand that loss? I mean, they've been dealing with some frustrations in the past. Can they stick together as a cohesive unit after potentially losing to the Wyatt Family again? So I think there's a lot on the line here for both teams. I think the Primetime Players have got more to lose than the Wyatt Family. This is about more than titles for the Primetime Players. This is about their longevity as a tag team and their dominance, their tag team, their contention as a tag team. Because I mean, if they lose, they're gonna fall right down to the bottom of the list, and they're gonna have to go through a lot of teams to get back up there. Of course, we've got new teams popping up on the horizon. Guys like Viva Perfecto, guys like Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel. Also, the New Day making an arrival. Swiss Thunder. I mean, there's a lot of teams that are stepping up. Of course, the Usos, they're back. They're back after their hiatus. They have made a return, and they are looking at the tag team titles. I mean, there's just a lot to potentially contend with. And of course, the Brotherhood. They've officially joined up as a tag team. Goldust and Cody Rhodes. Ooh, look at this. Whoa, look at the strength of Darren Young here. And look at that, a Doomsday device. And, well, I knew the Primetime Players were a good tag team. I didn't know they were that good, though. I mean, Darren Young, the strength that Darren Darren Young has got some power that you wouldn't believe. I mean, I didn't think he was capable of picking up Eric Rowan like that in like the electric chair position, but Darren Young, well, there's more to this kid than meets the eye. I mean, he trains constantly. That's why they call him Mr. No Days Off. So, I mean, he must have been working out in the gym. He's prepared for this matchup. But big time DDT now from Eric Rowan, trying to shift this thing back in the favor of the Wyatt family, as Luke Harper now gets tagged in the matchup for the first time. So now all four of these men have stepped foot in the ring. Titus O'Neil and Luke Harper going at it here. Of course, out of the two Wyatt family members, I would say Luke Harper has proven himself to be the more destructive of the two, the more explosive. Of course, that clothesline can just about take your head off, knock you out of a matchup for good. Not to say that Eric Rowan doesn't have some tricks of his own, but Luke Harper, we've seen out of him, he's the more frontal attacker, whereas Eric Rowan kind of comes in when the match is a bit more of a slower pace, and he just, you know, does a more, what's the word I'm looking for, does a more strategic, slower kind of intricate sort of attacking style. If he's gonna wear you out, I mean, he has a very slower offense. Luke Harper's a bit faster, but Rowan, I mean, what he may do may look, you know, a bit more boring compared to Harper, who has the quicker offense, the more explosive style. But Eric Rowan, very ground and pound. He'll wear you out. It may not be appealing to look at, but I mean, if you're somebody going up against Eric Rowan, you could be dying 1,000 deaths out there in the ring. It may not look like it from a fan's standpoint, but I mean, all wrestling doesn't have to look pretty. Some of the more destructive moves, some of the more powerful moves are the ones that appear the most basic. As here we go, Rowan and Titus O'Neil right now. Titus, he's maybe looking to make a tag to Darren Young here. Titus has taken a lot of damage so far. Look at this. Oh, a scoop slam there. And this is the cohesive unit that is the Primetime Players. Look at that tag team maneuver. Very innovative move right there. Using Darren Young almost as I completely lost my train of thought there. I apologize for that. But really just suplexing Darren Young onto Luke Harper. Titus O'Neil getting some crucial time to recover here. And nice counter there from Darren Young. Counters whatever Harper was going for. But Harper now with a hip toss counters Darren Young's offense. And out. Big forearm to the face there from Darren Young. And Darren Young now, look at this, dragging Harper to the center of the ring. Elbow, the point of the elbow right to the face. It's a very sadistic move there from Darren Young, very calculated. And now look at this, oh, the moves there from Darren Young, the leg drop, the elbow drop, the fist drop, and now look at this, Darren Young looking to set Luke Harper up here for a gut check. He's got him, and he hits it. Darren Young, that could be it. If he can just hook the leg, if Titus O'Neil can take care of Eric Rowan, who steps into the ring and breaks that one up. Of course, Titus O'Neil still trying to recover a little bit from the onslaught from Luke Harper. Couldn't really get into the ring to protect Darren Young, but Darren Young taking care of business as he plants the spine of Eric Rowan right on the hardest part of the ring, the apron, right on the edge of that ring apron. Very calculated move from Darren Young there. Like I said, there's a lot more to this kid than meets the eye. When he gets in that ring, he's a very, very smart competitor. I mean, with all the training that he does, he definitely has a style, a definitive style to him. I mean, just small things, like driving the point of the elbow into his opponent's face. Hitting that back suplex where he just drops their spine right on the hardest part of the ring. I mean, Darren Young, he's got some very unique offense and very calculated style. As Eric Rowan now just trying to outpower Darren Young. And of course, when it comes to a power wrestling game, Darren Young, he's going to be horribly outclassed. Because right now on the outside of the ring, Titus O'Neil, he's setting up Luke Harper for something. Look at Titus. Clash of the Titus onto the floor, takes Luke Harper out. And Eric Rowan going after Darren Young right now. Titus O'Neil, he's a bit groggy. He's trying to recover his stamina. Taking a little bit of time to try to fire up the Universe in favor of the Primetime Players, trying to get the crowd behind them. As right now it is Rowan and Darren Young in the ring. Darren Young, nice counter into a side Russian leg sweep, taking Eric Rowan down. There's a lot going on right now. Harper and Titus O'Neil are going at it. Darren Young and Eric Rowan are going at it in the ring right now, as Rowan blocks a punch and delivers one of his own to Darren Young. Titus O'Neil getting a bit potentially hot-headed right now, and just sort of blindly attacking Luke Harper right now. Cover from Darren Young, and that's a rope break. As Harper and Titus now both in the ring, and now a bit of a tag team assault on Eric Rowan. As now Harper tosses Titus O'Neil head over heels over the top rope, and Harper now, he's going to hightail it out of there. Look at this. Eric Rowan plants Darren Young amidst the chaos. Eric Rowan now, if he can just get the cover, this match is going to be it. That's going to be over. Titus O'Neil, can he get into the ring to break this one up? No, he can't. And the Wyatt family retain the tag team titles. Wow. What a matchup that was between these two teams. The Primetime Players put up one hell of a fight. They came very close to potentially getting the victory. But, I mean, of course, Darren, when he hit that gut check, may have had him. But Eric Rowan managed to capitalize and break it up, while Titus O'Neil was still recovering. And then while Titus and Harper were going at it on the outside, Eric Rowan capitalized and put away Darren Young with that Uranagi side slam. And just like that, the Wyatt family have dashed the Primetime Players' hopes of winning the tag team titles. So the question is, where do the Primetime Players go from here? I mean, they had the opportunity to Survivor Series and they failed. Had the opportunity here tonight and they failed. Now they're back to the bottom of the barrel. They're at the bottom of the list. And wait a minute. What's going on here? The lights have gone out. What's happening here? And, oh no. That's Bray Wyatt. Oh, come on. This match is already over. And now Bray Wyatt just looking to add insult to injury here. Bray Wyatt, he's looking to make a statement out of Darren Young. He's measuring him. Delivers the kiss. Sister Abigail to Darren Young. And Bray Wyatt making a statement out of Darren Young. He's back. I think Bray Wyatt, he's going to be an interesting player in the Royal Rumble matchup if he chooses to compete. Bray Wyatt, he's back. He's back and he's ready to compete, taking out Darren Young. I mean, after that hard-fought bout, how disrespectful that was from Bray Wyatt. Just to come out and attack Darren Young. But anyway, that's it for this episode. I want to thank y'all for watching. Keep on YouTubing.